What's up people, I'm 2.0 and once again I'm here to bring you another edition of This Is. But this week we're going to be taking a look at one of my personal favourites, as well as one of the most popular anime to ever grace a TV screen over here. Because this is Death Note.
Off the tracks.
Death Note is the story of Light Yagami, a high school honor student who has a very high standard of what he thinks justice should be. And not only is he an academic icon at his high school, but he is also a very accomplished athlete. One day, he finds a notebook out the front of his high school, and it's labeled Death Note. He looks inside and there's a list of rules, basically pertaining on how to kill someone using this notebook just by writing their name and imagining their face. In the beginning, he kind of thinks that it's a hoax and doesn't actually know that it was a notebook that belonged to a death god or a Shinigami named Ryuk, who dropped it from his Shinigami world to Earth because he was in need of something to entertain him because he was so bored. Now, after a few test runs with criminals who escaped conviction and judgment, that's when things start to flip, because when he realizes that this book really does kill people, he becomes almost like a godlike figure named Kira, who kills anybody who commits a crime and doesn't get the proper judgment for it. For instance, you could have stolen a loaf of bread or killed your best friend. In Kira's eyes, both punishable by death. Whereas he has no patience for the reasons behind a crime. That's when the authorities start to notice a weird chain of events where all of these criminals and people who haven't been judged start to die of heart attacks. So they hire the world's greatest detective, and his name is L, or in the show Ryuzaki as well. Now that's when this massive feud between L and Kira begins. Both extremely smart, both extremely tactical, and it's basically a game of one-upsmanship to see who will come out standing. Will it be L, or will it be Light? I'm not going to tell you because you're going to have to watch to find out. But that is Death Note in a nutshell.
The good, the bad, and the dubbers.
Now, Death Note is one of many classic animes to be dubbed by the Canadian licensing group known as Ocean Group. And they have some great voice talent working for them, including the voice of Light, who is named Brad Swale, who also voices Rock from Black Lagoon. He's also Lan from Mega Man NT Warrior, which is a very underrated anime in my opinion, and he's also Amadi from Inuyasha. Now, the voice actor for L is not really known for anime voice acting. His name is Alessandro Giuliani, and his most popular role in any form of media was probably his reboot for Battlestar Galactica. He played a character in that, but other than that, he did do some voice acting roles as Kid Icarus from Captain N, the old 80s cartoon, as well as he was Gambit in X-Men Evolution. Brian Drummond, on the other hand, is the voice of Ryuk, who was also the voice of Knuckles the Echidna from Sonic Underground, and Eddie Brock / Venom from Spider-Man Unlimited. Both very good shows. Now, Death Note is a truly groundbreaking anime. It has everything you could possibly ever want in a show. It's got some gripping action, thrilling suspense, and even some comical aspects to it that you would not expect, because it's not over the top like most animes are these days. Now, it's not perfect by any means of the word. It's just very, very good. And I personally think everybody should check it out if they haven't already, because it is just that good of an anime. It's one that I would suggest if someone has not watched anime before and doesn't like it because of its cutesy or its comedy type aspects or too kiddie, then I would introduce them to this, because this is a 180 on that. And unfortunately, not perfect, but almost. So I'm going to give it 7 out of 9 angels, and I'm going to catch you guys on the flip side.